Welcome back to everything you've ever wanted and more. Streamer's gonna talk about Lost Word again. But Streamer, you don't even like Lost Word. That's correct, chat member. I really don't. However, there are some aspects that are more interesting than others. And unfortunately, despite the gameplay, the gacha, and all that other garbage, there are some things in here that I think are pretty neat. That's all. That's all it is. I'm dying. So we finished Toa 6, 7, and 7.5. So now we're going to check out Toa 8, starting with Wriggle Nightbug, because she balls. See? An outfit perfect for exercise, made for Wriggle. I'll fire beautiful bullets and sink baskets with a swish. I like how you can see Rumia blurred. She's very blurry, but she's there doing her signature pose on defense. Consists of a blouse, culottes, and a cape. What is a culotte? Nobody knows. Wriggle Nightbug. Temperament Kosei. Kosai? Kosai refers to a plague of locusts. That's not a temperament then, you fucking idiot. It seems a fitting temperament for Wriggle, seeing as she's an insect yokai capable of manipulating insects. Okay. Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay. Put your glasses on, boys. Capable of manipulating insects. Wriggle Nightbug's ability as an insect yokai. She's able to freely control insects who gather and await her orders. It is said insects like the firefly avoid being caught thanks to their beauty and are thus highly likely to live for a long time. In doing so, even regular insects eventually become insect yokai. It must be noted that insect yokai are not particularly strong, although it's possible that they were stronger in the past. Humans should still be careful not to underestimate insects unless they want to become their next meal. An army of ants can even defeat an elephant. In a time gone by, yokai with insect-like appearances were common. Back then, insects posed a far greater threat to crops and human life than they do today. Many stories of dangerous bug yokai have been passed down the generations, such as the Umukade, the giant centipede, that have terrorized even dragons, and Tsuchigumo that plagued yokai hunters with fevers. Many Japanese kanji characters pertaining to dragons contain the kanji radical for mushi, which means bug, insect, worm, or any other creepy crawly. Perhaps in that time, it was more natural to envision an insect when thinking about a terrifying yokai. Mushi was also a more complicated and far-reaching classification than it is today. It stretched beyond common insects, arachnids, and centipedes to include invertebrates and reptiles. Even systems related to human cognitive functions were no exception. This led to the complex system of two separate Japanese kanji characters that share the same reading, mushi. However, as time went by, the simpler of the two symbols came to represent common insects, arachnids, and centipedes among certain others. Creatures with supposed mystical natures came to the categorized by biologists and entered the realm of the mundane. With advances in science, insecticides, and pesticides spread, the threat insects posed to humans diminished. Whether Wriggle wishes for the insect yokai to return to their former glory is unclear, but she is not the only one living against Sokyo. There may even be an insect god. Perhaps the day where the insects regain their strength and swarm down on humans is not so far away. Holy shit, man. That was just Yap City. Attacks. Luciferin. Are you... What? She attacks by emitting beams of light that act as signals. It said fireflies develop bioluminescence as a way to warn away predators. However, in reality, not all fireflies light up. The ones that do, though, are believed to shine as eggs, larvae, and pupae. Pupa? In other words, throughout their entire life cycle. Hopper kick. Wriggle Nightbug's focus shot. She attacks with her surprisingly powerful legs. Insect legs are extremely strong, especially grasshoppers, who can jump many times their height with ease, but even they're no match for fleas, who jump several dozen times their height. If only humans could jump that high. That's why she's ballin', chat. Wriggle sign, little bug storm. Wriggle Nightbug spell card. Lots of fireflies all light up once in this attack. The spectacle is reminiscent of how firefly larvae burst out from their eggs. Both larva and egg produce a beautiful glow, but to think that glow comes from insects, one shudders at the thought. Firefly sign. Fixed stars on Earth. Giant fireflies emit bright orbs of light. This attack probably was inspired by giant fireflies like the Genji Botaru. But even then, these fireflies might be a little too big, or at least that's what a reporter wrote in her article. Fireflies that shine really are like stars on Earth. Unseasonal butterfly storm. Wriggle Nightbug's last word. A typhoon howls through a long autumn night. Does the flap of the butterfly's wings set off a storm in the faraway land? So goes Chaos Theory's infamous butterfly effect. But for this attack, Wriggle Nightbug turns the theory into reality by forcing butterflies to flap, which is only possible because she can manipulate insects. Get in the way of the storm and there's no way you'll survive. Underestimate insects at your own peril. Wriggle Nightbug's mouth, legs, and antennae are all appendages. Such is the adaptability of arthropods. What do you mean mouth? Exoskeleton protects an intricate system of nerves, and she's like a perfectly designed robot come to life. What? Wriggle Nightbug's two types of eyes work in tandem, allowing her to swiftly discern her surroundings. I don't even know what that means, but that's kind of freaky to think about how many bug things they're forcing on the girl here. Alright. Toy, Wriggle Nightbug. Daboog. Come out, my little servants. Wriggle, clamor, and swarm and attack. What? What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back that up. What part of that hit you at the end? She got hit by nothing! The attack animation doesn't match! What a bad attack! That doesn't even make any sense! Starlight falls from the sky, a seething flame burns dreams. I am a star on Earth, a living yokai star, twinkling silently. Wriggle, that's embarrassing. How embarrassing. Butterfly storm. Do you think a small error won't make much difference to the outcome? I think not. For example, when a butterfly flaps its wings. Oh, there's more! Whoa! What? Why? What? Huh? Pardon? Bro, they were animating that, and they were like, is it too short? Yeah. So how do we add more? I got it. Boom. And just explosions everywhere for no reason. Absolutely no reason. It comes like 3 seconds later, and it's just boom everywhere. Okay, Wriggle. Wriggle. You're gonna go in the above average. Because there was a whole ass explanation on bugs in your ability. There's a lot of crazy bug facts. Were they cool? No, I was bored shitless. But there was a bunch of bug facts. You know what? I'll give you a cool emoji. There's a lot of bug facts in there. I can't deny. I can't deny. Her animations are kind of bad, and that last one was just goofy as shit. Next is Mystia Lorelei. Mystia Lorelei's usual outfit features a brown jumper dress and a feathered hat. Grilled lamprey supposedly cures night blindness. This outfit was actually retailored at Cordindo. There's a lamprey in there. One of Mystia's Chojugigaku costumes. All you can hear now is the night sparrow singing. Okay. Temperament. Yosami. Yosame refers to rain that falls at night. This is an apt temperament for Mystia since she appears at night and inflicts humans with night blindness. Okay. Capable of driving people insane by singing. Mystia Lorelei's ability as a night sparrow. Night sparrows and other similar yokai birds are known for making a chirping noise that sounds like a sparrow. Since there are hardly any stories of people seeing the forms of these yokai, you could say that their identity comes from their cries. In other words, their songs. Mystia's songs are apparently quite intense, so the senior yokai who are also practice singing don't think very highly of them. But they are popular with the village's youth. The secret to this popularity and the reason why the older crowd can't understand the songs is probably the same. They're flamboyant and energetic. Choju Gigaku, Mystia and Kyoko's band, seems to take the same approach with their music. The band has garnered many fairy fans and lots of complaints about noise pollution. Mystia has another ability as a night sparrow. She can inflict people with night blindness. The scientific name for night blindness is nyctalopia, a symptom of several eye diseases, but it is unknown whether the condition that Mystia causes is the same or not. However, it seems very likely that this condition Mystia inflicts is nyctalopia when you consider her underhanded marketing practice of selling lamprey at her stand. The specific nutrients contained within lamprey are a known cure for nyctalopia. Oh, fascinating. Moth scales. She attacks by firing moth scales. It is said that some of the yokai birds called night sparrows have the appearance of a butterfly or moth instead of a bird. Also, moth scales aren't toxic, but the larval forms of some moths are covered in venomous spines. One of her Google translated attacks was turned into moths, didn't it? Another cause of night blindness is a deficiency of retinol or vitamin A1 found in fish oils, liver, and dairy products. Oh, fascinating. Nightjar song. She attacks with her singing voice that she is so proud of, also known as nighthawks. Our nightjars, also known as nighthawks, are a family of nocturnal birds. Also, soba stalls that are set up at night are sometimes called nightjar soba because they attract customers by singing songs. Vocal sign, hootin' in the night. She attacks by hooting like an owl. Owls are carnivorous birds of prey and are most well-known nocturnal birds. Their unique cry sounds ominous if you hear it while walking outdoors at night. In Japan and China, owls were apparently called unfilial birds because it was believed that owl chicks ate their own mother. What the fuck? Song of the Sparrows. Shows off her signature technique as a night sparrow, inflicting people with night blindness and the most distinguishing characteristic of night sparrows. Oh, whoops. Inflicting people with night blindness is the most distinguishing characteristic of night sparrows. Lamprey have long been known as a cure for night blindness since ancient times, and there's even scientific evidence that supports this. Mystia runs a lamprey stand as part of her campaign to eliminate the consumption of yakitori, which is grilled chicken on sticks. However, it is not known how effective this tactic has been at reducing the popularity of yakitori stands. Blind Nightbird. Mystia displays her full power as a night sparrow in this attack. You could say that she causes the night to descend along with a rain of bullets. The coming of night marks the beginning of the time of the yokai. This boundary is dusk, a time when vision is obscured and it is hard to identify one person from another. Dusk is also known as umagatoki in Japanese, the time where you encounter monsters. When night comes, Mystia probably sings in joy, sets up her stand, and prepares to assault humans. Okuri Suzume. If you hear the song of the sparrow walking on a mountain path at night, you must be careful not to trip and fall. The sparrow yokai sings a song that only one person can hear, but they are harmless as long as you remember the incantation. There's a yokai that makes cries like a sparrow but has the appearance of a black butterfly. It is said to fly under people's umbrellas and cause an ear-splitting racket. Oh. Okay. Bird. Birds that fly at night aren't normal. Tremble in fear from the birds of prey that attack humans. She is having too much fun. Hootin' in the night. Her hair seems longer than I imagine. Is that just me? Night should be night and dark should be dark. Soon you also won't be able to see. Song of the Night Sparrow. Yeah, that's just lame by nature. This is how it is. Can you see me? Even if you open your eyes wide and focus, you cannot see anything. I'm seeing a lot, actually. It's an interesting visual for that. Oh, her hair feels longer than usual. I don't know why. Alright. Okay. Well, I'll give you... What will I give you, Mystia? I'm gonna put you here. I'm gonna put you here, actually. You know why? Because there was cool information about your ability and, like, a real understanding of it. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. I thought that one was pretty good. Alright. Chad, I have to pee. I'll be right back. When I come back, we're gonna talk about Teach. Oh, God, my legs. Zooey, mom. Oh. All right, you bastards ready for part 3? Teacher. Keine Kamishirasawa's usual outfit. It features a blue dress with a long skirt and a red ribbon. A uniform designed especially for Kane, inspired by clothing from the outside world. No. Kane's social club outfit, adult style and historical level, is created by Korindo. What? Bro, who cares about that when you have this? Hello? Huh? Who cares? Temperament Kokan. Kokan refers to a corona, an optical phenomenon where a circle of light surrounds the sun or moon due to diffraction. An apt temperament for Kane, who records history according to the cycles of the sun and the moon. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Ability capable of eating history. Okay, here we go. Editing history is Keine Kamishirasawa's ability as a were Hakutaku. In her human form, she's capable of eating history. Whereas in her Hakutaku form, she's capable of creating history. This ability is most likely derived from how Chinese mythology portrays the Hakutaku as an auspicious beast that appears before monarchs. Perhaps the monarch's power to edit the history books is reflected in this ability that instantly alters history with magic. Records and accounts transcribed in the history books that stand the test of time are readily accepted as truth, regardless of their accuracy. Conversely, history books that may actually be true but do not withstand the test of time by either being burnt or expunged in some other manner are thus forgotten and no longer recognized as history. People of subsequent generations have no other means of knowing what happened in the past except through the history books that are still available to them, leaving them utterly oblivious to any records that have been erased. This is how the truth is edited. It appears that Kane uses her abilities solely for humans. She carefully edits history in order to prevent an occurrence of needless conflict and disputes. Also, since she only takes the form of a Hakutaku when the moon is full, she does all of her history editing on this single night each month. She probably doesn't get much sleep. While editing history, Kane can recall the truths that she once ate, hid in her human form. She can edit them back into history if she so wishes. It is assumed that when Kane eats history, those who knew the details that were eaten by Kane pertaining to that particular moment in history forget those details. However, someone older who knew the same details from an earlier moment in history retains that knowledge. It may be possible for Kane to alter the memories and perceptions of specific people by eating different parts of history, which makes this ability an effective tool for protecting humans from yokai. Yes, she is 1984. Of course. Yes. She can eat your memories and history. It didn't happen. And none of it was real. Anti-mythicalization. An attack that may reduce the lifespan of the target. In various mythologies throughout the world, there are many tales of people with unnaturally long lifespans, which could indicate that the lifespan of humans had deteriorated since the age of myth. However, it is theorized these historic legends were modified so people could seize or maintain power. The Obang Sing Se, baby. 3 deities of creation. This attack portrays the 3 oldest gods in Japanese mythology. The creation of heaven and earth is detailed in the Kojiki, an ancient chronicle of Japanese myths. However, it is speculated that this part of the text was added generations after the chronicle was first compiled. Taka Minu Subi's heaven, Ame no Mina Kunushi's supremacy, and Kami Musubi's earth. Okay, so one made heaven, one made earth, and then one made everything else. Wait, history of Taka Magahara? Wait, who's that? History of Koto Matsukami. Wait, who the fuck? Well, there's 5 things here. Alright. 3 sacred treasures. Sword. Attack is based on the Ame no Morokumo no Tsurugi, one of the 3 sacred treasures of Japan. The sacred sword is also known as the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, the grass-cutting sword, and is a repository of the great god Amaterasu's divine spirit. According to legend, the sword was found in the body of Yamata no Orochi, the 8-headed serpent, by the god Susanoo when he cut off one of its tails. Currently in possession of Marissa, by the way. Light sign, Amaterasu. This attack recreates the radiance of the god Amaterasu. She's a supreme deity in Japanese mythology and the goddess of the sun. Thus, the light emitted in this attack is the light of the sun, meaning it is exceptionally bright. Emperor of the land of the rising sun. Her last word. Lasers and bullets of light portraying the rising sun are unleashed in this attack. The earliest known usage of the term Land of the Rising Sun was in a letter addressed to the Sui Emperor by Prince Shotoku, where he referred to Empress Suiko, the sovereign of Wa, ancient Japan, as the sovereign of the Land of the Rising Sun. Miko uses a spell card with a similar name. I didn't know that. Legendary Prince Shotoku, legendary Toyosato Mimi. That's cool. I've learned. And I will forget, but I've learned. Knowledge is not just written into books and scrolls, it's also written in the minds of everyone who is taught. The only sure way to eternally preserve books and knowledge is to continuously make more copies. It is said that pictures of Hakutaku can ward off diseases and cleanse evil. Kane protects the human village unbeknownst to the dwellers living there. Do they not know? I figured they did. Kane. It is always cloudy in the sky above the great snake. That's why it is called the Heavenly Sword of Gathering Clouds. I thought it was Heavenly Sword of Grass Cutting. That's pretty accurate to it. The great imperial deity seated in heaven. Her light cast down from Takamagahara's pierces through all creation and eternity. This is super effective against vampire. Oh, Jesus! Solar flared her. Let us carve this moment into the annals of history. Recording history and erasing history both are necessary for Gensokyo. Land of the Rising Sun. Hey, that looks a lot like Miko. That looks a lot like one of Miko's fucking cards. What was the one? It was the one from Impossible Spell card that it reminds me of. The bomb one, because it fires like a million fucking lasers everywhere. I don't think it's that one anyway, but okay. Well, that was pretty cool. I gotta say, 3 for 3 on cool. How about that? There's some lore in there. There's some Japanese history in there. Explanation on her ability, which is actually pretty cool. That's good. That's good. I like that. Alright, next is Debunni. Tewi Inaba's usual outfit, it features pink dress with red thread sewn into the hem. Tei came across his cooking outfit at Clodindo. It is apparently necessary worn by pastry chefs in the outside world. She's wearing rollerblades, so I don't think that's true. This fashion corner based on the information in the journal. Okay. Temperament, Shiokaze. Shiokaze reserves the wind that blows from the sea to the shore when the tide is flowing. Oh, that's so obvious, because of the white hair. If Tei really is the white hair of legend, the ocean breeze probably brings back painful memories. Tei is, yeah, okay. Yeah, that made sense. As soon as I saw that bit about wind from the sea, I was like, oh. That's how the tale of the white hair starts, is the rabbit crossing. Capable of conferring good luck to humans. Tei has the ability to confer good luck to her preferred target. She can even use the ability on herself. She can? She mostly confers luck to the humans who get lost in the bamboo forest of the lost so that they can find their way out. When they escape, their luck runs out. So the luck from Tei's ability may be consumable. Incidentally, when people think of rabbits and luck, a rabbit's foot charm often comes to mind. It is a charm that is made of a rabbit's foot, and it is said to bestow mysterious fortune upon its owner. There are many theories behind it. Some say that because rabbits are skilled at digging holes, they often interact with the spirits of the underworld, which may be why they are so blessed with fertility. Oof. Others say that their quick feet grant swift and safe escape from enemies on the battleground. Yeah. Chasing 2 rabbits. It's like that saying, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush, but there's an alternative to it about rabbits. She used her yokai rabbit underlings to assault her target. There's an old saying that goes as such: if you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch neither. Yeah. In short, don't be too greedy or risk losing your luck. Perhaps the most successful people are the ones who know their place. I guess it's kind of different from a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. Because I guess it means taking the guarantee over the possibility, but this one is if you don't focus on one, you'll get neither. So there's a little bit of different to it. Rabbit orb. She shoots out crests of good luck. Okay. The bullets look like family crests, but their meaning is unknown. It's referring to the big orb thing she fires in 209. That's why it doesn't say it's the last word exclusive. Family crests are emblems mainly used by court nobles and samurai families to display their identities, and many would have their family names written on them. At least that much is known. Great Fortune crest. So these are going to be made up at this point. Actually, no. They wouldn't be, because Tei has spell cards in the photo games. She uses her bullets to draw out a crest that invokes great fortune, conferring good fortune in her special ability, using patterns to transcend the laws of nature as a method of spellcraft that can be found worldwide. Runaway rabbit, flutter escape. A shrewd attack in which Tei assaults her opponent even as she flees with the speed of a runaway rabbit. Retreat can also be a useful strategy. Being able to predict the right time to retreat is an important part of any scheme. It is essential to always have an escape route. Ancient duper. It looks just like a rabbit crossing water. There's an old legend about a hare who lived on an island and tricked sharks in order to cross the sea on their backs. The angry sharks ended up skinning the hare. The hare in the legend is said to be white, read as Shiro in Japanese, but an alternative character, also read as Shiro, means unadorned. In this case, skinned is sometimes used. It's really quite frightening to think about. However, this white or unadorned hare was able to meet Lord Daikoku as a result. Yeah, Okuninushi. So, it doesn't explain here, but from what I understand in the story is that the rabbit tricks the sharks to cross and then gloats about it when she gets across. And then the shark's like, oh yeah, and then rips off his skin. And the rabbit is like asking people, like, how do I put my skin back? And they tell it a bunch of things that just like hurt it. And then the rabbit runs into Okuninushi, who actually does help the rabbit recover their fur. And the rabbit ends up respecting them. And Okuninushi is also prevalent in a lot more stuff after that. I watched the whole video on what he was a part of. That man fucked. Straight up. And I'm pretty sure Lord Daikoku is one of the same with him, but I can't remember the details. It's been a while after all. Ice pitfall. A pitfall dug by Tei in secret. She added ice, making it all the more disagreeable. She put flames inside to increase the unpleasantness. It is a classic with the addition of poison. What the fuck? Tei. What the fuck? Oh boy. Everyone wishes to be happy, right? I'm here to grant that wish as the White Rabbit of Good Fortune. Great Fortune Crest. Sometimes the only way to win is to pull back. You don't want to be stuck with a loss. It's about time to cut my losses. What? That was not fast at all. Hey, I'll count as many of you there are. Just line up in a row all the way to the opposite shore. 1, 2, 3. What's she doing the Ojo laugh? That's how she did it. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know she could use her ability on herself. I also didn't realize that when she uses her ability to help people, their luck runs out. I'm gonna put that in cool. That was cool. That was cool. What can I say? It's a pretty easy one to put in there. Alright, other bunny. Bigger bunny. Features a blazer and a skirt. I call it the usual outfit, but that's just not true anymore. Eirin prepared this winter costume for race, and the fashionable clothes from the outside world were found at Korindo. Soldier. A mock military uniform Tori got for race, and it was designed for the standard lineup. Okay. Furusode of the New Year, she wants to be helped with those who are sick and injured. Back up. There's a bunny in the background. Special Investigation White Rabbit. Wait, that's your fantasy rebirth? What? You just dressed like a fucking... You just dressed like a student from a fancy prep school. Earth Moon Rabbit. A different version of Raisin's usual outfit. It features a short sleeve blouse and a red-orange skirt. Yeah, that's her outfit from the fighting games. You know what's funny? Raisin has like 3 or 4 different skirts. She wears a blue one in the fighting games. She wears the whitish, purpley one in her To 8. She wears this deep pink one in the later fighting games. And I believe the one she wears in... I think the one she wears in To 9 is light pink as well. No. No, it wasn't. It was white in the sprite because Zun didn't change that. Temperament. Seiren, huh? Seiren refers to the mist that falls upon mountains on clear days. Since Raisin is the odd one out, a moon rabbit blending in with the earth rabbits, his temperament may be a good fit for her. This is actually what her temperament is, by the way, chat, because she was in SWR. She was given an official temperament. So her temperament is Satan. I didn't know that. Can Capable of manipulating madness. Reisen's ability to manipulate madness is an extension of her ability to manipulate wavelengths. Reisen is reported to have this ability as well. Yes, that's who we're talking. Wait, what? The other Reisen? Her red eyes are the same effect as the full moon, and they disturb the psyche of those who peer into them. ESP waves have their own wavelengths, which longer waves being more relaxed and shorter waves more quick-tempered. If the waves are too short, it can trigger madness. Be careful not to look into Reisen's eyes. Ooh. Lunatic gun. This attack shoots out multiple rounds of bullet. The word lunatic originally referred to madness dependent on the changes of the moon. So lunatic gun is both a gun of the moon and a gun of madness. Apparently Satan also uses the same type of gun, so it might be a common gun on the moon. Illusionary blast. Reisen's dangerous eyes shoot out monstrous laser beams. For some reason, whenever anyone shoots lasers from their eyes, the lasers are always red, whether the shooter is an alien, a mutant, or something else altogether. They make a good point. They make a good point. Illusion bomb, myoptic fireworks, mind star mean. The bullet hell attack launches ESP bombs in succession like a set of fireworks. It will tear both your mind and your body to shreds. Scars of the empty heart, discarder. Reisen shoots at a high-speed attack. It's practically a laser beam from her finger to pierce her target. The attack makes the target's mind become unstable and limits their actions. You really don't want to get hit by this. Stare of the hazy phantom moon, lunatic red eyes. This frightening bullet hell attack continuously sends out ESP waves of madness, the ultimate technique for Reisen who manipulates madness. If this attack hits you in a bad place, you should find someone to carry you to A&T to get it checked out. What do you mean? What do you mean in a bad place? What does that mean? Wavelength compression. It compresses ESP waves in a single burst and snatches the target's sanity from them, making the target lose control of their actions. Reisen makes her target look into her eyes and throw their mental waves into disarray. The target's body can't keep up with and becomes numb. It expands ESP waves in a single burst and weakens the target's will to fight, rendering the target defenseless. I'll show you a great trick from the moon. Look at these explosions of light. Okay. Goofy. You shouldn't look at me for too long. Unless you want to go mad. Stare. Just a big ass laser. Even if you lose yourself, my master can bring you back. There's no need to worry. Let yourself fall into madness. Oh, yeah, that's actually neat. She has a similar... It might even be the same attack that she uses in the fighting games, where she just kind of expands. Did she get embarrassed when she finger gunned? Oh, she did! She did get embarrassed. Oh, that's a cute detail. What a goober. Alright, unfortunately that's just going in basic. You can tell that Reisen was an early character because there really wasn't a lot written there. It wasn't anything, it's not anything new. Like, it doesn't go into as much depth as the other characters we've done so far. And it's what you'd expect from Reisen. Nothing too otherworldly there, I think. For the most part, all pretty simple. I like the little nod to Cyclops, mind you, but that's not really gonna change much. Eirin Yagokoro's usual outfit, navy blue and vermilion in color. Chat, this is one of the worst costumes ever in the entire game. Because it's not Eirin. This is somebody's OC. And they were like, kind of looks like Eirin. And they were like, yeah, let's put it in the next event. Eirin made this costume based on the customs of the outside world. Apparently this is what the patron saint of learning wore. Good joke. Look at this x-ray. I can see the bunny ears attached. Ain't that something? That is where my eyes are. costume that Eirin sometimes wears at work. It is said to be available at Korindo. No, 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 no. Okay. Gengetsu. Gengetsu, a Toho Lost Word original. Refers to an optical phenomenon where two bright spots of light appear in the sky on either side of the moon, caused by the moonlight refracting through ice crystals suspended in thin clouds. These bright spots are called moon dogs. The illusionary moonlight is an apt temperament for Eirin, who once created a fake full moon in the night sky. Wow. Okay. Capable of making any drug, natural genius. Her ability is very smart, high IQ. She displays the ability for the people, this ability for the people of the human village that visit Aante. She may have only revealed a tiny portion of her many abilities, but this is to maintain the peace that she has attained on the earth. The ability to create medicine supports her daily life with Kaguya and the others. When compounding medicine, she sometimes borrows the abilities of others, as was the case with the Hodai elixir, which she made by borrowing Kaguya's ability but to manipulate eternity. She can also create medicine like the ultramarine orb elixir, which is impossible to make with the technology available on Earth. Oh, of course. The regular samples she receives from Medicine Melancholy allow her to develop new experimental drugs. Her knowledge of medicine is not limited to just the formulation of drugs, but also extends to medicinal practice. Making her a pharmacist and a doctor, she has even been witnessed performing surgery on multiple occasions. I don't know if that's actually true, but if you were to tell me that Eirin was a heart surgeon and brain surgeon and she could do both operations at the exact same time, how could I possibly say that that doesn't make any sense? Because she's a fucking Lunarian, dude. She's a Lunarian, so obviously she has to be capable of both things at the same time. It just wouldn't make sense if she wasn't. Arrow Siege. She traps her target in a circle of advancing bullets. Eirin is only a pharmacist at Aante, but on the moon she was a sage. Her Brain of the Moon epithet marks her out as special. Even among the other sages of the moon, it is believed that she was in charge of the lunar capital's policies and military strategy. Gold Godweb. A net of lightning as fine as a spider's web rains down on her targets. Eirin can create even rare natural phenomenon whenever she wants, wherever she wants. This godlike power is apparently relatively commonplace on the lunar capital. These powers are made possible through the use of precise and delicate instruments and mechanisms. Perhaps Eirin's bow is what gives her this power. Wow. Curse of the Heavens, Apollo 13. She attacks with a foreboding curse. In the outside world, there was a mission to land on the moon that failed. It is said that the Lunarians know why. Revival, Seimei Yugi, life game. She attacks by creating an array of cells and leading them to extinction. Life games are a simplified simulation of a group of life forms that could be interpreted as a metaphor for the highly regulated society of the lunar capital. However, the dwellers of the lunar capital have extended their lives to where death is no longer an issue, so perhaps they've already broken the rules of the game. Heaven Spider Butterfly Catching Web. She weaves a web of light in the sky, preventing her targets from escaping. An ancient Chinese philosopher once said, "Heaven's net casts wide, though its message are coarse, nothing slips through." Heaven's net is like the strict regulation over the lunar capital society, where all sins are laid bare and no evil escapes. The society could be considered a realization of the axiom, "The greatest happiness of the greatest number is the measure of right and wrong." The last word may have some connection to how the Moon Emissary's primary mission is to survey and monitor the Earth, which now includes observing Eirin, who was once an observer herself. Okay, miraculous water that is said to bring back youth. Eirin must have a good relationship with Lord Tsukiyomi if she has this in her possession. The vast intellect of the Brain of the Moon. Is there any being in existence who surpasses her intelligence? A miraculous medicine of lifelong life created by refining minerals. However, the same medicine created through Chinese alchemy on Earth is said to be poisonous. Oh, isn't she so cool? So smart. Chat, why the fuck is there a bow on her arrow? It's not even a good joke. Reaching out for heights you will never reach. And thus the human's dream fall to the moon. What? It seems you have been living past your lifespan. Unfortunately, I think it's time for you to die. That's kind of a raw line. It's not even a quip. Damn. As long as I live forever, I am an unforgivable sinner. Just like a butterfly fluttering in the sky, I will eventually fall prey to the spider's web. What is that pose you're striking? I could dodge that. That's Eirin Yagokoro. She's currently waving to all 10 of her fans that are going to vote for her on the popularity poll. Oh no, dreamer. She's actually more popular than that, but you know. Anyway, that was boring as shit because it was just, there was like no explanation, and it was mostly just jerking her off about how great she is as a super smart, amazing Lunarian. No bias here from me, by the way. That's just actually what was there. That's just straight up what it was. Kaguya. Kaguya Houraisan's usual outfit features a pink blouse and a long red skirt. What? Eirin made these pajamas for Kaguya. She used soft and comfortable fabric. Look at the bunny. A uniform. Why is it displayed like a fucking visual novel? Spy by clothes in the outside world. She's not a heroine. And then, based on information in the journal. Yeah. Temperament, Jugoya. Jugoya refers to the 15th night of the 8th month of the Japanese calendar when the moon is full. An apt temperament for the princess of the moon. Okay. Capable of manipulating eternity and the instantaneous. That reminds me, chat. I haven't finished it. I was reading the Toho Mahjong, or the Yomu Mahjong manga, and I'm past the part already, but I watched Marissa play against Kaguya, and holy shit, that was a good ass match. The way that the author utilizes characters' abilities in a Mahjong game is very interesting to watch. I should get back to finishing that. It's really good. Marissa's a great secondary protagonist because she's basically like Yomu, but she plays completely differently. Because Yomu's very straightforward, but Marissa's looking to basically not cheat necessarily, but she does cheat. She's playing as underhanded as possible to gain an edge, but Yomu just plays extremely straightforward. She's not a rule breaker. So they both work really well. It's very good. It's a very good manga. I really like it. Okay. The extent of Kaguya Houraisan's ability is shrouded in mystery. However, one thing is certain, it is one of the most powerful abilities in Gensokyo. The far side of the moon and all the other worlds. This ability made it possible to achieve the incredibly complex and challenging task of hiding Ainte from history. Eden also used Kaguya's ability to create a medicine of eternal youth and immortality, the Hourei Elixir. It is said that Kaguya drank the Hourei Elixir because she was curious about life on Earth. Somewhat fitting for an impetuous princess, she risked everything on a spur-of-the-moment whim, even though she was a being with almost eternal lifespan. But she says that she doesn't regret it in the slightest. Jeweled branch. She shoots out beads of light from her jeweled branch of Hourei. According to legend, the jeweled branch of Hourei adsorbed? Huh? Adsorbed impurities and grew into a fruit-bearing udongi tree that is said to only flower once every 3,000 years. This caused a war to break out over who would gain possession of these jewel-like fruits. I've been adsorbed. Radiant rainbows. She unleashes beams of rainbow light in this attack. It is said that rainbows are the roads that dragons use to travel to and from heaven, and there is a speculation that the lunar capital is in fact Ryugu, the dragon palace. Divine treasure, Buddhist diamond. Adsorb is a word. Of a solid hold molecules of a gas or liquid of solute as a thin film on the outside surface or an internal surface within the material. It sounds like you just misspelled absorb. That's kind of whack. That's a whack word. Why would you make that a word? Divine treasure, Buddhist diamond. She attacks by dispersing light through a mystical and exceptionally hard gemstone. The stone begging bowl of the Buddha is a holy artifact, but it seems to be that the one Kaguya possesses is merely a replica. It's apparently possible to create artificial diamonds from any material that contains carbon. Even a corpse. All this is needed to enough heat and pressure, which are aspects of eternity and the instantaneous. She can make diamonds. Salamander shield. She charges forward with a fireproof shield that is enveloped in flames. The robe of fire rat skins was apparently a robe made out of asbestos, but Kaguya is most likely a replica. This item is perhaps the main reason why Mokou can never defeat her. It should be impossible to fabricate the perfect fireproof material, so aspects of eternity and the instantaneous may also be involved in this artifact's creation. You think you can just use the words eternity and instantaneous to explain everything away? Houraisan Sea of Trees. There's no escape for anyone who enters the Sea of Trees. Perhaps it's a type of trap that prevents all forms of navigation. According to Chinese mythology, Houraisan is a legendary land where immortal hermits live. However, some people consider Houraisan, the sacred mountain that rises up above the land of Houraisan, as being the same mountain as Mount Fuji. In the tale of the bamboo cutter, the elixir of immortality was burned at the place closest to the moon, which is said to be how Mount Fuji got its name, as Fushi, the Japanese word for immortality, can also be pronounced as Fuji. I didn't know that. That's cool. The noble princess of the moon was exiled down to the impure earth. However, she was found many friends down there. Who? Not me? The Japanese word for instant, shoryu, also means 1 quadrillion. The metric equivalent is the femto prefix. Femto is the, that's the shit that rope was made out of, right? Her unreasonable requests were so grand that it became a story. Only the princess herself knows her true motives behind them. Okay. Kaguya. Fine, I shall show you one of my treasures. Behold, Buddha's bowl! Made of diamond. She hit him with the Prism River. My blood starts boiling whenever I use this. Don't you think it's just a little too much? Nice fucking shield. Okay. Once you step inside, you can never turn back. Wander without decay for all time to come. Oh. Pretty basic. Pretty basic. I'd put her in yawn emoji, but there were some... I didn't know about that Mount Fuji. I thought it was pretty cool, but most of it was just her ability is so awesome, and we don't even know how it works, but we're sure it's involved. We're sure it's involved in all of her abilities. Like, alright, sure. You know whose turn it is. What day is today? It features a white shirt and a woman's hakama. Why is she also... Wait, who's that by Kane? Who the fuck is that hanging out there by Kane? Is that Kaguya? The uniform design, especially from Mokou, inspired by clothing for the outside world. She's a punk. Yakitori stands chef is exceptionally skilled with fire. Thanks to Cornell, the costume is durable and a perfect fit. I just can't imagine Mokou in a big frilly dress. I just can't. Temperament, Taiyochu. Taiyochu refers to the light pillar that sometimes appears above the sun at sunrise and sunset. Mokou fights with her body enveloped in flames, so this temperament is a perfect match for her. Okay. Capable of eternal youth and immortality. That's not her ability so much as that is her curse. Her ability is fire. Alright? Her ability is her fucking fire. Just as the ability says, Fujiwara no Mokou is eternally young and immortal. This is the power of the people of the Horai. If you take the Horai elixir, your soul becomes immortal. So even if your body is completely destroyed, your soul becomes your core and completely regenerates your body. In other words, the life of a person of Horai does not depend on their body at all. You could even say that their life transcends that of ordinary human. Please explain why she can cast Fireball then. This is the wish of all humans everywhere, but for Mokou, the moment she obtained this ability and the hardships of her life to come only made her feel fear and loneliness, and she had a long period where she was overcome with despair. That said, that she can live positively as a regular girl now, even with the kind of past, is probably due to Gensokyo's accepting nature and the relationship she keeps. Mind of Fire. She shoots phoenix feathers at her target for this attack. The Mind of Fire refers to her state of concentration which you burn away all your earthly desires. But in Mokou's case, it probably just means she burns everything around her. It doesn't make any sense, man. There's no explanation why Mokou can cast Fireball. Legitimately. There's just no explanation. Her ability is she drank a potion and now she's immortal. That's her ability. Okay, but how come she can fucking set herself up? Listen, I know her urban legend is spontaneous combustion, so I know why she can do that. But that doesn't, she was doing that before that anyway. She can throw fireballs, and that's just not explained anywhere. Why? Bamboo tubes. She throws hidden bamboo tube bombs. Are they dynamite or Molotov cocktails? And makes them explode. Since she lives in the bamboo forest, this bamboo tube bombs are probably handmade. Okay, Mokou knows how to make pipe bombs. Didn't know that. Cool. Cool information. Regretful life. Immortality's reckless sacrifice. She envelops her body in flames and charges her target. Normally this would be self-destructive, but she's an immortal person of Horai. She can use this as an attack. However, she often ends up crashing into corners either because she cannot see in front of her or she's going too fast. Probably hurts a lot. That's one of her, is that double spoiler? Or is that impossible spell card? One of the photo games had a spell card where Mokou just fucking tackles you. I don't remember which one it was, though. Horai, South Wind, Clear Sky, Fujiyama Volcano. I hate this spell card. She shoots heat and bullets at her target like an eruption of a sacred volcano. There's a theory that the Mount Horai of ancient Chinese legend refers to Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is also a place very close to Mokou's heart. Phoenix Rebirth. This bullet hell attack flies on the wings of a phoenix and blasts out incredible heat. It is said that when a phoenix reaches the end of its life, it burns up and is reborn in the ashes. Could any legend be more fitting for Mokou? That's what I don't understand. When Kaguya dies, she just gets up. But when Mokou dies, she makes a big fucking spectacle about it. Like, whoa, look at me, I'm a bird! Like, huh? Explosive birth. Great. She sent out flaming feathers to instantly set targets on fire while taking care not to let the fire spread to the bamboo forest. An immortal essentially has nothing to fear except solitude and eternity. That's everything. Does infinite regeneration allow Mokou to really experience life? Her sense of pain is no different from a regular human's. Passive. Accidental fire starting. It's not good, champ. People say you can do anything if you're prepared to die for it. If that's true, I can do anything over and over. Yo, that's kind of a raw fucking line. Oh, that was stupid looking. But that was a raw line. Have you ever seen a sacred mountain breathe fur? It's fire. That's how I began. It's how I end. She misfired. Yo, that's heavy. That's some good design. I don't know how to give up. That's why I keep coming back to life. Here I go. Is she gonna explode? Oh. Wow. That was pretty good, actually. Why'd she do that? She put a little fire on her finger. No, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put her here above average. She's good. It's pretty fine. It didn't go into much detail about her. Her animations were good though. That's kind of what I'm leaning into with that one. It's probably more accurate to call it basic. Like there wasn't a whole lot there. I mean, there were some bits. But nah. You know what? I'm putting her in basic. The animations were cool, but it's her flavor text was pretty not outstanding. Okay, you know what? You're right. Never mind. Above average. You know why? Because she knows how to make pipe bombs. I take it back. She knows how to make pipe bombs, so she's going in above average. Okay. What the hell is this? Okay. Alright. Now we got 209, chat, starting with Ayaya. Aya Shameimaru's usual outfit. It features a white shirt with a maple leaf pattern and a black skirt. Paperboy outfit. She goes to Suzanon or Geronte Incognito. New Year, she hopes Boomer News has been just the same success as last. Okay. Oh, it's Bad Apple. Her Fantasy Rebirth outfit is her Tengu uniform. Oh, look at that squeeze. Oh. Deathbringer nurse. A Black Crow nurse ended up in the hospital. Can I interview you? I mean examine you. Okay. Alright. Temperament. Foo! Foo refers to wind and rain or wind with the rain in it. I as a crow Tengu, an avatar of wind, so this temperament is a good fit for her. Okay. Capable of manipulating wind. Aya Shameimaru's ability as a Tengu. Crow Tengu use their fans to make Tengu gales, or well, that's the usual image of them. And Aya's ability is a simple representation of that. Many of her spell cards use wind too. However, if you keep in mind that she's also a reporter, the meaning of wind changes. The idiom, the way the wind blows, refers to how a situation is developing. Just like how a reporter is always keeping an eye on latest developments in news, no matter how truthful or transparent news tries to be. In the end, it is still a selection of specific information, with bias from the reporter's impressions. If the Tengu wanted to, she could easily manipulate the news against Sokyo, blowing the wind in the direction she wanted it to go. But you probably do not have to worry about that from Aya's Boom Boom Maru newspaper. Thanks for the reassurance, Lost Word. I'm glad to know that the Tengu could completely control the entirety of information flow against Sokyo if they really wanted to, but Aya just doesn't seem to want to. That's great. That's great. Extra fans. She uses a leaf fan to send out gusts of wind in this attack. It is very fitting for a Tengu, a yokai with the power to stir up gales of wind. Crow's Darkness. She attacks with a whirlwind of crow feathers. The color of crow feathers is described in various ways in Japanese, such as crow feather black, wet crow black, and wet feather black. It is a deep black worthy of being called darkness. Maple leaf sign, whirl sign, maple leaf fan. She uses a fan to create a giant whirlwind of autumn leaves. The leaves look beautiful and the wind is cutting. A perfect spell card for a Tengu. Illusionary Dominance. This attack tosses the target around at high speed. The spell card befits Aya, who is rumored to be the fastest against Sokyo. Very few people would be able to spot Aya as she flies by like a gale. Shudder Chance, Izuna Drop. She hurls logs sucked up into a tornado at her target. There's a mountain god called Izuna Gongen, who is said to be a warrior god with the shape of a crow Tengu. According to one theory, he is also the god of aesthetics and ninja. With his many faces, he embodies the multiplicity and mystique of the Tengu. Okay. What's her name? Izuna Maru? The strange sound of falling trees suddenly echoing in the mountains. Some people say that it's the work of Tengu. A strange strong wind that suddenly blows to the mountains is said to be the work of Tengu. A strange rain of stones that suddenly falls from the mountain. According to some, it's the work of Tengu. I saw that spell card that she uses. Alright. Tengu Shake? Okay. Tall 9. Tall 9 starts with medicine for some reason. We'll just have to back up. I call the wind and rouse the trees. Let me show you a bit of the Crow Tengu's power. Put her in a tornado. Whee! I bet she had fun. While Getsokyo is a fairly big place, you won't find anyone faster than me. Whoosh. Nobody could escape my lens. I'll expose your truth to the light of day. Wait a minute. She just fucking seismic tossed it into her. Look at her. Off the ropes. Coming in hot. Ba-boom. Now, the funny thing about Aya's wings is that there's a lot of times actually in the written works where you can see her with them, but she never actually has them in the games. She just doesn't have them in the games. But there's a lot of different like official media where she does have wings. It's a weird inconsistency, I know, but for the most part, people just seem to agree that they can be magically hidden. I couldn't tell you why. I don't... Obviously, this is going to be in the video about the wings. Anyway, Aya. I'll put you there. I mean... this bit was silly. This bit was silly. I like the last word explanation. The rest of it was just, you know, Aya and Tengu wins. The crow feather bit was a bit interesting, though. That was okay. I don't want to call it basic, exactly, but I wouldn't. It's barely above average. Barely. All right, next. Medicine. Medicine's usual outfit, it features a black frilled shirt and a long red skirt. Mock military uniform. It got from Medicine. There was cross wires, ended up looking... What? Cross wires ended up looking like a nurse uniform. Nice hat. Fashion quote Indo. That dress is way too wide. Ridiculous. Photochemical smog. Okay. Photochemical smog, a Toho Lost Word original, refers to a phenomenon that occurs when UV light from the sun reacts with pollutants in the air, creating a health hazard. This type of event causes harm to those surrounding it just by existing, which is just like Medicine, even if it's not her intention. Capable of manipulating poison. This ability is practically Medicine's identity, since she's a poison doll. She can manipulate poison freely. And not just Lily of the Valley poison. From plant poison to animal venom to toxic drugs, she can control any and all poison and use it to make humans go mad. She's still young as a yokai, so she uses her powers rather indiscriminately, but she has not used them for any truly nefarious purposes yet. Since Eirin is knowledgeable about poison and medicine, she's a good match for Medicine's ability. Apparently, Medicine's ability to move as a doll is also an effect of the poison. She can control any type of poison or venom, since people love to argue. Talking about poison and venom is one of those things Like when you're talking about bugs and you mention spiders. It's just one of those things that somebody who really wants to appear smart will bring up and correct you on. Actually, streamer, spiders aren't insects. Yeah, I know, but no, who cares? We're trying to have, it's called small talk. This isn't deep introspective talk. Oh man, he poisoned me. Actually, it's venom because he bit you. I don't fucking care! I'm dying from the inside! What does it matter? It doesn't matter! Neurotoxicity. Or neurotoxic, yeah, that's alright. Medicine created a shot using knowledge from Eirin. While Medicine is not so naive as to hate every human she sees anymore, if her target is human, she might put a little more poison than usual into her shots. Black bile. An excess of black bile is said to cause melancholy, and this bullet L attack shoots out liberally and sprays a magic poison. Medicine learned this from Eirin as well. It's a gross name. Poison breath. She shoots out a barrage of poisonous breath and light. Even the strongest poison has no effect on the doll, so Medicine can continue to shoot out poisonous fog without any danger to herself. Into delirium. Confusion. She confuses her target with poison that has a strange effect on the mind. Her target ends up hurting themselves and their allies. So all Medicine has to do is watch as her enemies do all the work for her. Return of happiness. Her last word. She recreates a field of lilies of the valley from Nameless Hill and then hurls out poison with the force of an avalanche in this powerful attack. The idea of the spell card came from an accident that occurred when Medicine was taking a stroll on the Nameless Hill. The Flower Master, who had also witnessed the accident, has also given the attack her stamp of approval. What was that accident? I want information. I want information. Toxic. Medicine poisons her target by touching them. Her whole body has this effect. A simple mist of poison. If this mist spreads too far, the target might not be the only one who is poisoned. Medicine releases a poison that causes hallucinations and confuses her targets. Use this too much and you might end up harming your allies too. Alright. Medicine. Melancholy. Oh, she's so melancholic. I have a treat just for you. My very special poison breath will eat your heart out. I'm pretty sure at launch, Medicine was one of the best units in the game because she was an effective matchup against Yukari, who at that point in time was the only form of like high-level content. It was just lunatic Yukari from Act 1. Because she had Moon or something. You can't stay sane, can you? Just let yourself fall into my poison of madness. She can break anyone because she has all poison barriers. Oh. Miss. Stinky gas! Oh no. Okay, thank you for the raid, Christian. Giggle, do you know what Miss Lily means in the language of flowers? No, actually. Tell me. It returned to happiness. It's perfect for Miss Lily, right? Oh. That's what it means. Okay. Oh, she's so happy! Oh no, she fell! She fell and then a poison bomb went off. Well, according to Lost Word, if you touch her, you contract the poison. Okay, Medicine. I'm gonna put you there. You know why? I knew that you could control more than just the lily poison, but that's still cool information to see. And then the stuff that you learned from Eirin was cool. Interaction with Eirin. Photochemical smog is silly, but I'll let it pass. And the bit with the return of happiness is cute. I wonder what this incident in particular is, though. Maybe it's referring to the fact that Medicine actually fell over when she was taking a stroll. I don't know. Just her tripping. Probably. Alright. Next up is Yuuka. Features a white shirt with a red plaid skirt and vest. covers the spring, winter, the cheer. The large umbrella is particularly striking. That's it. You got 2 costumes. Hana Arashi. Hana Arashi refers to strong wind blowing while cherry blossoms are in bloom, as well as flower petals carried by strong winds. This is an apt temperament for Yuuka, a yokai who loves flowers. Capable of manipulating flowers. Okay, yes. Hi, Yuuka. Yes, yes, yes. This is Yuuka Kazami's ability to freely control any flower. The limits and conditions of this ability are a mystery, but it seems to be fairly versatile, as she has been witnessed making flowers bloom at will and making withered flowers bloom again. This ability apparently has no direct use in battle. Oh, well that goes against every Yukari versus Yuuka battle manga I've ever read, and believe me, there was a lot of them after Toho 9. Those were the 2 strongest characters in the series, and people were like, what if they fought? Fucking Yuuka was summoning frenzy plants everywhere. Anyway, all of Yuka's strength comes from her sheer physical prowess and immense yokai power, or so she claims. Practically all the information regarding abilities have come from the user's own proclamations, which have been recorded in the Gensokyo Chronicle compiled by the child of Miyare. Thus, the truth could have easily been over-exaggerated or concealed unbeknownst to anyone but Yuka herself. In terms of physical strength or durability, flowers are incredibly frail. For starters, there are hardly any plants that continue to bloom for more than 1 season, and flowers that do bloom are destined to wilt shortly after. But perhaps that is why, irrespective of the time and place, flowers always have been and will forever be loved. So it is quite fitting that Yuuka uses flowers as bullets in spell card duels, as these battles are fundamentally contests to determine who can make the most beautiful attacks. Flowers are undeniably beautiful, and so are Yuuka's form and ideology when battling against strong opponents with flowers that are meant to be so delicate. Also, it seems that the reason she adores flowers is related in some way to another to dreams. If the color of flowers is truly gathered from the soil, the color may have something to do with the temperament of the fragment of the souls of the dead that have sunk deep below the earth, but there's no way to tell for sure. Now, that's an interesting bit there about the dreams, because as you know, she's from Mugenkan, which is the realm of dreams, right? Pretty sure Lotus Land's story took place in... It's called Toho Gensokyo, but it takes place in a dreamland that Mugetsu and Gengetsu created. I don't know how true that is. That could just be lost word adding that. I don't recall anything about Yuuka mentioning that she adores flowers for that reason. But that is a bit of a callback to PC98, which means it's probably lost word specific. But who knows? You have to go read all of Romake's, all 2 of them. Well, I guess actually probably 1, because the PC98 ones don't count. Yuuka Kazami spreads shots. She unleashes a barrage of flowers that may look like pretty flowers, but they pack a punch when they connect. Being captivated by their beauty is dangerous. Spring flowers. Yuuka Kazami's focus shot. She fires a few large flower bullets. Flowers are beautiful, but your life could be at risk if they hit. They are as frightening as they are enthralling. Flower sign blossoming against Sokyo. So Toho 9 actually does have spell cards, which is weird to think about. And I don't believe Yuuka showed up in any game aside from that, so these are her boss spell cards. I think it's really easy to forget that these exist because, well, either they got repurposed or you remember the photo game ones, but Yuuka didn't show up past Toho 9. These are finals from Lotus Land story. Are these not the ones she uses in Toho 9? I don't remember what they're called because I don't remember the spell cards from Toho 9 at all. This attack causes all the flowers throughout Gensokyo to bloom. It is a fitting spell card for one that can control flowers like Yuuka. She may seem to have a strong association with some flowers due to one particular incident, but the truth is that she adores each and every type of flower. They are in POFV2 and they're the same name. Okay. Okay. Fantasy, the beauties of nature. She paints the landscape by causing a variety of flowers to bloom uncontrollably. Flowers, birds, the wind, and the moon are things of natural beauty that are traditionally appreciated in Japan. Sing along with the wind and praise the moon is a saying in Japan about loving and enjoying the beauty of nature. But depending on how it's read, it can also be taken to mean to feign ignorance to the wind and play with the moon, which is also kind of fitting for Yuuka. What does that even mean? To feign ignorance to the wind and play with the moon. Sing along with the wind and praise the moon is about enjoying the beauty of nature, but you can read it as to feign ignorance to the moon and play with the wind. What does that mean? Setsugeka. Anyone got the TLDR? Because it seems to me the idea is to feign ignorance of the wind is to ignore your surroundings. And to play with the moon is to, you know, be more lofty, I suppose. I wouldn't say Hinduism, but maybe something like that. Flower, wind, moon, and snow is an artistic concept. Yeah, I know that. I've heard of that before. I don't remember where I heard of it, but I have heard of that. Blooming Beauty, Master Spark. She fires a massive laser ringed with flowers. This attack displays Yuka's extensive firepower, but why is it called Master Spark? Could it have something to do with a certain ordinary magician? Okay, so I like this because Fantasy Maiden Wars did this as well. So, as you know, Master Spark was originally Yuka's move with the big-ass laser, the double spark. And Marissa came back and she had Master Spark. In Fantasy Maiden Wars, if you hit Yuuka with Master Spark, she'll be like, nice move, but... and she'll show you hers, and she'll be like, what did you call it again? And she'll use Master Spark herself. So she actually takes the name from Marissa, because Marissa took her technique, and then she takes the name from Marissa. And then she has the the massive spark. Did idiom refer to acts enjoying the beauties of nature, particularly reciting poetry while wind howls, playing at pine trees, or marveling at the sight of the moon? How is that really any different from what was originally said there, though? Flowers get their color by absorbing the color of the soil. No buckets or pumps are necessary. Some flowers contain toxins that affect the nervous system, and there are even some that can make people go mad. Things that are beautiful and elegant are also delicate, but that does not necessarily mean that they are defenseless. Alright, show me what you got, Yuuka. You know nothing about flowers. How boring. Disappear. That's a good line. Word of advice, don't talk to her if you don't know anything about flowers. Flowers are beautiful because they gather the soil's color. Also, the lingering scent of spirit permeates the soil. Yo, she took me to my Windows screensaver. I love Sogen. It's over for you. Disappear. Not even mincing words, huh? Bigger than that, come on. The Ring of Flowers is nice, but I wanted that laser to occupy like 80% of the left side of the screen. Come now. That did not feel like a last word. Anyway, I'm going to put that there. Mainly because I kind of like the tie-ins that it tried to do with PC98. I like the Master Spark explanation. Reasons I explained as well. So I'm going to put her there. I'm not going to put her in cool because some of that scene... The PC98 connections are definitely... you know, that's all Last Word original stuff. But there's not really much known about Yuuka in general, so... All of her lore was basic, but all the extra stuff that Last Word added was actually kind of cool. So I'm going to put it in the middle here. Alright, 2 more characters for tonight, chat. Komachi Onozuka features a blue dress styled like a kimono. And the cheer outfit. Some good back muscles. Damn. Is that what kind of back you get when you paddle a boat? I guess so. Why does she have a keyblade? Alright, okay. Kawagiri. Kawagiri refers to the mist that appears above the surface of a river, an apt temperament for Komachi, whose livelihood is made traveling the Sanzu River. Okay. Capable of manipulating distance. Now, this one's kind of weird. Because we've seen her ability in Wildhorn Hermit. She's basically got the hand where she can change the distance between her and her target. But also Sakuya could kind of do that too because she can manipulate space, but she doesn't really do it anymore. Like, her ability to manipulate space is why the mansion is, like, huge on the inside. But then Komachi's like, hey, my ability is just that, and Sakuya was just like, alright. It's all yours. I'll just stop time. Space is for losers. Although, Aku does say that to control time is to control space anyway, but Aku says a lot of things that are wrong. An ability that Komachi uses during her work as a Shinigami. Oh, right, that reminds me. I think it was her Omake. Her Omake mentioned that she does this on the river to extend the size of the river. And if you don't have money, she takes you halfway into the river and then she asks for payment. And if you don't have it, she just throws you off her boat. She's actually kind of an asshole. She doesn't take payment up front. You get on the boat and then she asks for payment. And if you can't pay, she kicks you off the fucking boat. It is said that the width of the Sanzu River is decided by the good deeds that the spirit has done while alive, but the truth is that the journey's length is decided by the Shinigami with this power. They can freely change the distance between themselves and their target destination. Komachi uses this power to perform instant teleportation and to bypass the Fang Shu that protects hermits' houses. In addition, she can enlarge certain small spaces and gain an understanding of the inner workings. She did that on Kasen's door. Around the end of Wildhorn Hermit, when she broke into Kasen's place, she used her ability to, like, open the lock, essentially, and see inside of it. So I think that's what that's directly referencing, because that's the only time she's done that in that way. She was there with Tenchi. Her power is, in a word, all-purpose. Her ability to manipulate space also means that she directly has some control over time, in the same way that she can move about instantly. Yeah. She also has the power to take her time traveling by increasing the distance between her and her destination. The reason she is so lax and slacks off against Sokyo is because she can return to her work at any time if needed, and if caught, she is likely to get a lecture. Isn't that a cool ability for a cool-ass character that Zun doesn't use for anything ever anymore? Cool, right? Tip of the Shinigami. A shot that unleashes coin bullets that spread across the battlefield. The Sanzu has a fare of 6 mon coins, a mon, an obsolete currency required for the dead to cross. In truth, it isn't a crossing fare, it is an offering in the name of Xidigabra, a guardian of children known for his vow to take responsibility for the instruction of all beings in the 6 worlds. In recent times, the dead have been sent across with paper money as a substitute. Whoa! Okay. I thought the money that you used to pay the fare was based on how many people missed you when you were gone. Wasn't that what it was? Because you can't bring your material possessions with you when you die, but your fare for crossing the river is based on how many people missed you. Ties with the deceased. A shot that attacks her target from all directions. Coins were originally buried with the dead as a burial accessory in modern times. Substitutes have been used because of recent laws and logistics of cremation. This has resulted in it becoming more common for the dead to cross over without any money. Shinigami probably hear out the sorrows of those in such a situation. Okay. Where did I read about the money? What was that from? Was that from her Omake? I thought that was from the Omake that I read about the money comes from those who miss you. Because it also mentions that, like, you know, that's why people who are greedy and whatnot. Maybe it was Aku? I read it from somewhere. But the last word here is trying to explain that you actually have to bring money with you. Now, the thing is, in Egypt, they do put 2 gold coins in the eye socket. Because that's supposed to be your fare for Karen, right? Because he's the rowing god in their belief. He goes, you cross the river Styx, and you pay his fare of 2 gold coins, so they bury you with 2 gold coins in your eyes. Karen is Greek. What was it for Egypt? What was it for Egypt then? Because Egypt specifically was 2 gold coins in the eyes. It's not Anubis, is it? Because Anubis is a god of death, but I thought the gold coin bit was from Egypt. You telling me it's a Greek one? Huh. Your soul gets weighed. Set? I don't think it was set. The Styx is Greek. You know what? I think I was thinking of the Nile. Which is a real river. Oops. The Nile River. You cross the Nile when you die. So, for burying 2 gold coins in your eyes was a Greek tradition, not an Egyptian one. Okay. I thought it was one for mummification. Because they mummify you and they put the 2 gold coins in there because they remove your fucking eyes. Whatever. Everybody has their own mythos anyway. I have my own mythos, man. When I die, I'm gonna put 3 gold coins in my belly button, and Charles Barkley is gonna run me down the field and score a 3-pointer, and I'm gonna lay up for him. And the 3 gold coins was to bribe him so that he would miss the shot, and I can make the layup and be the hero. That's my there you go. That's what happens after death, in my opinion. Okay. Malice sign, regretful bound spirits. She calls upon evil spirits to hound her opponents. Where the spirits come from is unknown, but they may be related to the sinners bound in hell. Does she have the authority to do this? These evil spirits do not have any desire of their own to attack, but the effect remains the same. Considerable damage to both the opponent's spirit and mind are inevitable. So, is that the one where she rips open the fucking... She rips open the hole in the ground and a bunch of spirits come up? And SWR. Death sign, Scythe of Final Judgment. This is the overhand swing. She wields her scythe and unleashes a powerful pulse wave to strike her enemy. This attack is very much in line with Shinigami, but Komachi is a Shinigami in charge of ferrying souls, not reaping them. She does not go after the souls of those whose time has come, or so she says. But judging by the grace with which she wields her scythe, whose original purpose was to give the dead a performance worthy of joy, it is unclear if what she says is true. Samsara tunneling. A noble of an imperial court used a well in a temple connected to the underworld to travel between hell and the world of the living at night. He did this to act as the advisor to the judge of the afterlife called the Yama. The story is chronicled in a cultural work called Yata Jizo Engi. That's kind of crazy. It's a cool story. Spirit calling. Komachi listens to the words of the voiceless phantoms, but before long the phantoms will be forced to listen to Komachi talk on and on. She loves talking. No path is too long for her to travel. The ability is used by Komachi to complete her job. Allows the user to see the lifespan of an individual. Is this useful for a guide Shinigami? Man, Death Note really did contribute to some lore, huh? I don't know if Zun ever made a joke about that. Sometimes there are spirits who leave behind strong emotional attachments. I'll let you have a taste of just how tenacious they can be. Ooga boo. Oh, jeez! Okay, alright. There's only one way to tell if someone's alive or not. I just have to use the scythe here to cut them up. Oh, that was kind of cool. The entrance to hell can open up anywhere. I'll be your guide. What? That was so stupid. She jumped in a fucking pot and turned into a Mario cannon, and she blasted directly into them and exploded. That was unbelievably stupid. Alright, Komachi, I'm putting you in basic. You know why? Because I like the interpretation better with money. But there wasn't really anything there. I mean, there was maybe a nod or two. There was this, I suppose, but it didn't do anything but tell you about what the story is about. It didn't tell you much about what the story itself. Otherwise, it was whatever. Her omakes are infinitely more interesting. I recommend you read those. Very, very interesting, comparatively. Alright, last one. Eiki. Shiki Eiki Yamaxanadu, you have a navy blue vest and a black shirt. What? Black skirt. What? Yama praying for kids' good health. Using her gavel-like cooking utensil. She could kill somebody with that. Yo, look at that Komachi cookie! And that Kutaka cookie. She's got 2 Kotaka cookies. Okay. Kisetsufu. Kisetsufu refers to the monsoons or winds that change direction according to the season. This is an apt temperament of one of the Yama of Hell who distinctly judges things as right and wrong. Capable of distinctly judging things as right and wrong. Shiki Eiki Yamaxanadu's ability as one of the Yama. The Xanadu in her title means paradise and refers to Gensokyo, where Yama refers to one of the heavenly worlds of Buddhist cosmology, as well as her status as one of the Yama. Eiki needs the ability to judge the dead fairly. It feels natural to feel fear when hearing about the judgment of the dead. However, for honest and sincere humans, the Yama's judgment provides the ultimate salvation. You could say this is because the Yama have such a strong love for fairness and what's right. The only problem is that there are hardly any humans with pure, unblemished souls that are worthy of receiving their love. You hear that, chat? You're gonna strike out every which way possible. All lies are laid bare before Eiki due to this ability. Her judgment can never be overturned. This may also be due to her ability, but Eiki also thinks of things in black and white. There is no gray. Her criteria for what is good and what is evil are absolute. She will not be swayed from them. Other people sometimes view her as being from another dimension on a unique wavelength that cannot be influenced by her surroundings, but perhaps it's a natural reaction to one of the Yama. Nevertheless, it's safe to say that there are not many people who love Gensokyo and all the humans and yokai who dwell there as much as Eiki. The reason why she takes care of the child of Miyare while they wait for their next reincarnation and dispatches the god of chickens to guide humans is all for the sake of protecting the order in Gensokyo. Perhaps Eiki, who judges things as right or wrong, lectures the off-duty Shinigami before she is genuinely concerned about her subordinates' well-being. Well, perhaps not. Charge of virtue. She attacks by firing rods of remorse. She probably gives a lecture about virtue while pressing for a confession. Who knew that a lecture could be an attack? Battle of Bullets Judgment. Shitty name. In this attack, Eiki and her target have a one-on-one trial. Of course, Eiki is the Chief Justice, the Judge, the Jury, the Defense Attorney, the Prosecutor. She performs all the official positions by herself, what makes this any different from a lecture? Judgment. Last Judgment. In this attack, she reenacts the Last Judgment. According to certain Western religions, all of humankind will be put on trial when the world ends. Huh? There are similar philosophies worldwide that teach of ultimate salvation for each person who suffers in this world, but it is kind of scary. Judgment. Guilty or not guilty. In this attack, she clearly distinguishes the boundary between guilty and not guilty. Also, according to a certain Crotengu's article, it appears that the Yama can also wrongfully convict someone. The Yama are pretty scary if they can rule against the accused when there is doubt. Although, hasn't Eiki talked about the presumption of innocence before? I don't remember. You go on Team Satan or Team Jesus at the end. I mean, Jesus is a pretty cool guy. Age of Revelation. This attack recreates the eternal peace without sin or judgment that occurs after the Last Judgment. There is no need for courts or trials in a world with perfect peace. Would this be Sukhavati, paradise, or a utopia? Perhaps Eiki can only truly rest once this time has come. The Yama works as a pair in the two-shift system, so there is another charge in Gensokyo. Might be an endless combo starting with So Have You Become a Little. The shaku or ritual baton becomes heavier according to the weight of a person's sins. It is environmentally friendly as the offenses can be written, erased, and rewritten. Okay. A terrifying implement that breaks all notions of privacy and lets Eiki see into the past. Apparently the Yama all have different shaped mirrors. Eiki's is a hand mirror. Oh, cool. You are a little too... Judgment has already been passed. It is too late to repent now. Hot dogs! Oh, they stuck to her and then she fired a laser. Guilty or not guilty? You already know the verdict, do you not? Jesus Christ. Okay. There is no longer a need for discussion now that this time has come. Everything will be divided into two. The court is adjourned. What? Okay. She fired an Unzan hand. Yo, that's honey milk? Okay. Alright, chat. Where is she going? Where is she going? Where is she going? Ooh. You know what? I'm putting her in above average. I feel like I heard it somewhere before. I don't know where, though. But the fact that Yamas can actually wrongfully convict. I don't remember where I heard it, though, if it was actually from canon material. Because Eiki's ability is very black and white. Like, literally, she does not see gray. She can only see things for what they are, and she can't really see the reasons behind doing them. Like, I guess, for an example, it'd be like, if you killed somebody, that's obviously bad. But what if you killed somebody in self-defense? How is that weighed to a Yama? Is that still murder bad, or is that how does that work? That's maybe a bit of an extreme example, but fact is there are circumstances behind things that are not taken into account when she judges, which is a little worrying depending on the severity of it, because some things, like it or not, can be justified to a certain extent. Biased and cringe. Well, the thing is, I remember reading somewhere as well that she's severely overworked or something like that. Like, there's so many spirits passing through nowadays that Yamas are so overworked that they stopped having time to deliberate and they just started being more heavy-handed and being more black and white. I don't remember where I read that either. That wasn't necessarily relating to Eiki, but more so Yamas in general. They developed a more efficient process of just yes or like right, black and white, right and wrong, and they didn't have time to deliberate anymore, which that's scary, isn't it? It's kind of scary. Anyway, chat, we did it! Yeah! Okay. Yeah, Japan's conviction rate is like 90%. If you get arrested, you're probably going to jail. It's just not, it's pretty much not worth defending somebody, because if you defend somebody and you lose, you bring shame. So it's like, unless your case is so unbelievably like undefeatable, nobody will go to bat and you will just be convicted. Japan's kind of scary like that. Their legal system is not, well, you know. Yes, I know. There's a reason why the trials and Ace Attorney work the way they do. I know. In fact, the whole game, the whole 6th game, Spirit of Justice, was a little more on the nose about that as well. Because in that game, like, everybody hated defense attorneys, and like, it was bad. Anyway, chat. This has been another set of streamer reads things and talks about them, and then you all nod your head and go, okay, super cool. And then you forget all of it tomorrow. Very good. So next time we do this, we'll be going on to Toho 10. And we'll try to do Toho 10 and maybe 11. We'll see how much we get done. But I hope you enjoy this series, and we'll see what happens in the future.